to seem like I didn't know what the hell I was doing, which in reality, I didn't know what the hell I was doing. I didn't feel like I could relate to anybody in there. What is good, you guys? I haven't posted in like a week. I feel like my last upload was, last Monday. I don't know, but I feel like it's been too long. I miss y'all. My name is Brittany. I'm your favorite PO. And if you're new to my channel, please hit the subscribe button so I know it's real. I actually have almost 1,000 subscribers and I'm like so shook. Like I really didn't think almost 1,000 people would click subscribe on this channel, but I thank each and every one of you. I'm so glad to know that a lot of people are interested in this profession because honestly, I didn't know the love would be so real. Let's just put it that way. Like the comments you guys send me, the DMs on Instagram, like all of that, I appreciate it. I love it. Like this is so cool to me. I feel like I'm actually helping other people besides the people that I help at work, which is, I don't know, it just gives me butterflies. But thank you guys for subscribing. But today's video is going to be tips for new probation officers. A few people, they love comments asking, what is it like when you first start? Like, can you give me any tips for somebody who's never been a probation officer before? So I'm like, yes, I got you. So today's video is all about that. So stay tuned if you want to check this out. Before I share any tips about, what it's like to be a PO in the beginning or tips for newbies, I want to share a little bit of my experience when I first started because I had never done anything with criminal justice before. I actually came from a laboratory background. I worked in a lab for over, I'm not going to tell you how long because I don't even really remember, but it was a long time. And so when I started this job as a PO, it was way different. It was like a whole new ballpark for me. Like literally, I had done nothing in criminal justice. So I'm here to give you the tips. So when I started, it was very, very intimidating. Going into that kind of setting with people who are on probation, most of my coworkers were older. A lot of them have been there for years. So it's like I didn't feel like I could relate to anybody in there. And I don't want to make this like a race thing or whatever, but most of my coworkers, they were white. Not that that matters. I'm just saying I just didn't feel like I could really connect with anybody in the office right off the bat. But of course, once I got to know them, it was all cool. But for somebody who's going into this setting and they've never been in it before, it might be intimidating. When I started training, it was with another PO who had been there like 5 or 6 years prior to me getting there. So she had a ton of experience. She was really cool too. So she was easy to talk to, whatever, once, she sat down and actually started telling me things. So in the beginning, I sat down with her in her office when she was doing office visits. I would sit there, listen to her talk to the clients like all day. That's what my job was, sit there, listen to her, talk to the clients, interact. And so in between clients, I would ask her questions. If I had any questions, which I really didn't because I didn't even know what to ask. I was like brand new to the field, like I said. So I didn't know what to ask her. But it was interesting to see like her dynamic with the defendants. Because when I tell you this lady was a no-nonsense type of PO, like she didn't take no crap. She didn't want to hear no excuses. She's like, why did you show up late? Why did you do this? Why didn't you do that? I was like, ooh, hold up. But then she started to tell me, okay, this is how you need to be with certain defendants who've been on probation for so long, who've been in the system multiple times. Like they think it's a game. Like they think it's like a revolving door. So they come in, they already know what's up because they've been on probation or parole maybe even before several times. So they try to play you a little bit in the beginning, like, oh, this lady, she don't know what she's talking about because I've been there, done that type of thing. But some people you have to be more strict with, basically, is what she was telling me. So as I sat down with her, I think I did a week with her. After that week, I was like, all right, let's go. That next week, they threw me in there by myself. I was terrified. I'm not gonna lie, I was terrified. So I'm in my office by myself, walking people in. I'm like, hey, how you doing? Nice to meet you. And everybody already asks you off the bat, like the defendants, they'll ask you off the bat, like, are you new? How long have you been doing this? And I looked super, super young when I first started this job. And I'm like, I didn't really want to tell them how long I had been doing it because I didn't want them to think like, oh, she just started out I'm about to do whatever, on this caseload because she don't know. I didn't want them to, have that demeanor with me. So I was like, I've been doing this long enough. So how are you? I was trying to play it off, to be honest, because I didn't want to I didn't want to seem like I didn't know what the hell I was doing, which in reality, I didn't know what the hell I was doing. But anyways, once I got the hang of it, I would say it took like 2 weeks. probably 2 weeks, and then I felt like, man, I've been doing this forever. Literally, you're gonna start to see a pattern of types of people. Honestly, you're gonna have the people who want to do everything right. You're gonna have the people who ain't finna do nothing. I mean, they're not going to do anything. Like, they have no intention of doing it. And then, of course, you have the people who are going to have drug addictions or alcohol addictions. And then lastly, you're gonna have the people that just don't show up. Like, they might come one good time, and then they're not coming back. And that's not a reflection of you as a probation officer. That's just the nature of probation, honestly. So I would say be prepared for that. And if you are younger, which I know a lot of people who have been commenting are younger because they're just graduating college, from what they're telling me, people will try you just because of your age. Like, but don't let that be something that keeps you from being strict with these people. Like, they have rules to follow. You didn't create the rules. I mean, you didn't break the law. You didn't tell them, hey, go do this and you're gonna be on probation. So they have to follow the rules. You're not making them, you're just kind of enforcing it. So once you kind of get used to the rules and regs of like what goes on in your department or your county, your office visits will go by so smooth. You won't have it. I mean, you won't be scared. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I was literally scared in the beginning. But as I start to know people, and then you see people like over and over and over, you automatically get more comfortable anyway. And then you're so busy at times, you don't even think to be scared anymore because you're like seeing people back to back, doing drug tests, doing paperwork. Your supervisor's calling you in here to do this. It's like at some point you don't even have time to be intimidated or worried about it or whatever. Another tip that I have for you guys is to always ask questions. You might want to be like, I don't want to seem stupid, or, oh, this might be a dumb question, or somebody already talked to me about this. No. If you have a question, if it's something you don't understand, make sure you get one of your coworkers, like your supervisor, just somebody to answer your questions. Everybody is willing to help because we've all been new before, like, obviously. But it's important to get help, ask questions, because this is people's life. I mean, like, the things that you do at your job affects people's actual life. Like, let that sink in. You have to do paperwork as a PO. I don't know if I talked about that a lot on my channel, but we do a lot of paperwork. We create a lot of legal documents. Well, at least in my department, we type up motions for the court, with amendments to people's court cases. All these things, they're legal documents. So if you're doing this and you screw it up because, oh, you were too proud to ask, or you were too scared to ask the question because you didn't want to seem stupid, like, and you mess up the document, that's somebody's life that could be changed for like the worst. So always ask questions. That's another reason why I created this YouTube channel, because some people don't even know the questions to ask. But if you're in a situation and you feel like, okay, is this right? If you have to think twice about it, get a second opinion, because it's gonna help you in the long run. You're gonna save time, first of all, because if you do it yourself and you mess it up, that's double the work because you're gonna have to redo it. And not only is that gonna be looking bad, your supervisor's gonna be looking at you sideways. Probably the client is gonna be looking at you sideways too. But hopefully it doesn't reach the court and reach the judge, and then the judge is looking at you sideways. So always ask questions, no matter how big, how little. Just ask questions. So guys, another tip or another word of advice for people who are just starting out in probation: don't go into your office visit with someone that you're meeting for the first time thinking that, okay, you're better than them. I know even still to this day, sometimes it happens to me. You'll be talking to a client or a defendant and you're like looking at them like a certain way, like your body language is saying that, okay, you know, I'm better than you. Like, you might go into it thinking, okay, I'm better than this person because they committed a crime and they're on probation. No, honey, no. You have to always remind yourself, I could easily be on the other side of that table. Like, one little mistake and I could be on the other side of the desk, like, which is true. So I have to constantly remind myself of that. I don't want it to seem like I'm judging anybody. I don't want it to seem like, I don't know, like, kind of like I'm looking down on them or something because they made a mistake. Like, no, we are human. We all make mistakes, like everybody does. Just some people don't get caught. You know what I'm saying? But so make sure that you take the time to empathize with people. Not everybody is going to be really open to you during the office visit, but your job is to remain professional. Try to get as much information out of the person as you can, And then over time, they will probably open up to you more. If they see that you respect them, they'll respect you. So it's a give and take kind of thing with probation. Always, always, always practice respect for everybody who comes in. Even those people who come to your office and they are just rude, nasty. They don't want to talk to you. They rolling their eyes. They sitting in the desk like this. Like, even those people, they're there because they need your help at the end of the day. Most of them don't want to be there. I probably say 2, 3, maybe 4 over the past 4 years have actually wanted to be there. But I know that sounds crazy, but there are some people who want to be there. But most people don't want to be there. So keep that in mind. They might be having a bad day. They might not have a smile on their face, but it's your job to help them through it, to put that smile on their face, to remain, well, not necessarily put a smile on their face, but to remain professional, you know what I mean? So when they come to your office, they know what they're going to get. They're going to get somebody who's direct, who's going to tell them like it is. They're not going to lie to them. And at the same time, they're going to be, nice and courteous. Like when you go to an appointment, you want somebody to be nice to you, so be nice to them. The last tip that I have for you guys is to don't be too nice. Sometimes POs will like to give them their social media accounts, or sometimes they might give them their personal phone numbers. Like all of that stuff is off limits. You don't want to be that PO where they think, oh, I can actually have a relationship with this lady, or she was flirting with me. You don't want anybody to take anything the wrong way. And you might just actually, you might just try and be nice to the person, but they take it a different way, and then you end up getting in trouble, and that's not even what you intended. So don't get too close. That's what I'm trying to say. They're not your friends, they're your clients. Always remember that. But I want to say again, thank you guys so much for commenting. Please leave me some more comments. If you have any video suggestions, any more questions, leave them in the comment section below. I do have some great videos coming up this week. I know I've been slacking. But I'm going to have some more content for you guys. And until next time, stay safe.